guess what? I'm still here. I'm gonna call that progress. But guess what time it is? I actually know what time it is. Do you know what time it is? Let me tell you. It's the Mystery Box Challenge time. Yep, it is. It is the first Mystery Box Challenge for 2024. And boy, oh boy, are there some new twists and turns that, well, Courtney really put her brain to work with and incorporated into this year's challenges. So you're gonna wanna stay tuned for those. So come on in, let's get started. And let me tell you about some of these new changes. Is staying the same. I'm gonna say not much. For those of you who don't know the Mystery Box Challenge, well, it's put on by Courtney over at Creative on the Cheap. She is the mastermind behind all of the shenanigans that happen in each of these Mystery Box Challenges. The one thing that is staying the same is that we do incorporate 7 to 10 items in our box for the creator to DIY with. But this time, Courtney wanted to add a little twist to those 7 to 10 items. And that twist, well, she wanted each of the items to be a different color. Seriously? Okay, wowzers. But that's not it. Along with those different colored 7 to 10 items, well, Courtney decided that she was gonna assign each of us creators a time, an era in time. I got the 70s, so one of my DIYs has to be 70s related or along that time era. So guess what else? Along with those 7 to 10 items that are different colors, and one of the DIYs needs to be in the 70s era, there are 2 challenge items that need to be incorporated into this box that the creator DIYer needs to incorporate into a DIY, and they're supposed to be pretty challenging. Well, she's not just leaving those to our discretion. One of them is, and the other one needs to be a household item that we'd otherwise be throwing away. I'm a little bit nervous. Who sent me my box? Well, that would be Christina Elizabeth from Christina Elizabeth DIY. I sent my box over to Val over at Auntie Cuckoo, so you'll want to head on over to her channel after this video to see what I sent her, what the challenge items are, what the household item was that I sent to her, and what era in time she's got. I know, right? It's a mouthful. I'm a little bit nervous though to see what Christina sent me. And I'm hoping that the inspiration hits me because I really need it to, and yeah. So yeah, let's not waste any more time and let's see what's in this bigger box. Yeah, nervous. I guess it's sink or swim, right? Let's see what items Christina has sent me to DIY with. Alrighty, we've got a fun egg. This is a nice size. Ooh, I love this. A rain boot. Oh, so stinking cute. Loving this. We've got some yellow ribbon, a thicker, wider ribbon. Oh, I am loving this box. Christina, you are nice to me. Thank you. We have got some twine carrots. Oh my goodness. And she did such a good job with different colors. We've got a foam wreath ring. Ooh, I am loving this. This spring accessory flower garland. Oh my word, I love this. And she has sent me a wood bunny, so definitely spring related. Oh, and we've got a couple of cards here, so I'm gonna open these up. These were at the bottom. Thank you. She sent me a very kind card about Ray. And we've got another card here that says Happy Mystery Box, so let's change up the tone here a little bit. And it's says, Kelly, I hope you like the colors of the items I chose for your box. I do, thank you, you were kind. I can't wait to see what you create. Everything you make always looks amazing. Thank you. I hope the challenge items don't stump you too much. Happy crafting, Christina. I'm nervous. Alrighty, so we have challenge item 1 here. We've got challenge item 2 here, and we've got the household item here. I'm gonna go with challenge item 1. We'll do this in order. Okay, a pinwheel wind like turbine type thing. Okay, I'm not hating it. I'm not hating it. I feel like it could be worse. Challenging, yes, but I am not hating it. Challenge item number 2. Really? Robots and aliens. Oh my word. Okay, I take it back. You were not kind. Oh my word. Courtney, you're gonna be assigning me to send Christina a box next time, right? Okay, and the household item. Okay, we've got a tin canister, and it was for tea. It had 20 tea bags. This is super cute. Okay, well, I'm gonna say that I think I can do something with most of these items, question mark. So I guess we'll see what I come up with, huh? I've got a couple days until I've got to start filming and DIYing these, so I'm gonna place these items on my craft table. I'm gonna stare at them, I'm gonna touch them, I'm gonna move them around. But more than that, I am going to sleep on it, because when I sleep, I seem to come up with my best ideas. So I will meet you back here in a flash. Before I jump into the DIYs, I wanted to show you this fun new addition, really getting you subscribers involved in these mystery box challenges by voting. Who doesn't like a little competition? I think it adds to the fun. It makes it a bit more challenging. And so, yeah, you're gonna click on the link in the description box below, watching the playlist of all of us creators doing what we do best, create. Then you're gonna click on the link next to that. That is gonna bring you to this. You're gonna vote. Once you voted, you're gonna click that purple submit button, and off it goes. And at some point, we're all gonna hear the results. Jumping on into this mystery box, I think this pinwheel windmill is a good place to start. I was hoping that I would be able to disassemble it, and I'm not really sure why I thought I needed to take the stick off at the beginning, because really I didn't need to in order to take off the blades. Now, I was a little worried that I wouldn't be able to take the blades off, but yep, it just came right apart. Now, taking the fabric off of this, it wasn't something I had to do, but the red was too bright for the colors that I wanted to use, so I knew it was gonna take a lot of paint to cover up the red nylon fabric and the polka dots. And since the wire comes right out, I'm just gonna remove it, but I'm still gonna use it in the form that it came in. So I'm just gonna put the two ends together, and using some wire, some of Dollar Tree's, I think this is floral wire, I'm just gonna kind of tie off the ends. I'm gonna hit this with a bit of hot glue because the ends just kind of kept sliding out of the wire. Hot glue wasn't strong enough to hold the ends together. I already tried. I probably should have filmed it so you could see how the wire just kept popping apart. On one side of the wire, I'm gonna place a bead of hot glue. And this fabric that I'm using is a spring fabric that I have probably used for about 5 years. It is a fabric bundle, a spring bundle that you can get at Walmart. And I just put hot glue on the wire because I wanted to keep the wire from slipping around. And once I cut the fabric out around that wire, I'm gonna cut slits in it because when you're covering anything round, if you cut slits in it, you're gonna be able to do it crease free. I went digging through my stash, not sure why I had these balloon sticks on hand, but you know what? These are perfect. I think that the pink ones are going to do what I need them to do. I cut them down, putting a bit of hot glue on them. I'm gonna go ahead and stick it to the back of my windmill blade. That's what it was, windmill blade. Did I say that earlier? Yeah, it's the windmill blade. And I did that to all 6 of them, alternating colors of fabric. Isn't that fabric amazing? Yeah, Walmart has it. It's about $5 or $6 for a fat quarter bundle that comes with 6 different coordinating fabrics. Love it. Using my Cricut, I did cut out some letters that spell out the word spring, and I'm just using some cardstock with a bit of spray adhesive on the back. I feel like I probably should have gone with a dark brown cardstock, but nonetheless, you get the idea of where this is going. If I need to, I can take a marker and color the letters and make them darker, or just cut some more out. But for now, I'm going with the craft colored cardstock. And I am liking this. So what am I gonna do with these balloons? I'm not done yet. Yeah, that is not all that's happening with this DIY, so wait for it. This adorable whitewashed bunny, I love DIYing these plaques because they are so easy to DIY and they come out with an amazing outcome. So to this bunny, I am gonna go in with some Mod Podge, and when I say I'm gonna give this a good healthy coating of Mod Podge, I am not lying. I am going to lather this bunny up with Mod Podge because I am going to cover it with burlap. I love burlap. I missed working with it, and I'm so glad to be back working with it. When working with burlap, that is why I put the immense amount of Mod Podge on this plaque that I did, because it really absorbs the Mod Podge, and I want the burlap to stick to this plaque. And so once I've got the burlap in place, I am gonna go in with Mod Podge, do a second really thick coat, and this is really going to adhere it onto the plaque. It's gonna stiffen that burlap, so when I cut off the excess burlap, it doesn't fray and I get some nice clean lines. I thought it'd be cute to have balloons above the bunny's head spelling out the word spring. Well, above my burlap bunny's head. I felt like my bunny needed some features, but I didn't want to use puffy paint or regular paint. So I dug into my stash of burlap and pulled out the black burlap. Ask me why I am using these utility scissors. I think because they were right there on my desk and I was too lazy to go look for my other scissors. So yeah, just gonna use these heavy duty utility scissors. And with a little bit of hot glue, I made a cute little bunny nose. And using some of the frayed strands of the black burlap, I thought that those would be perfect for the whiskers. I'm feeling like this is cute, but it is missing something. Yes, some of my stitching, of course, because why not? And because I want this piece to stand, I'm just gonna glue one of these Dollar Tree wood blocks to the back. And look at there. We've got a standing bunny plaque with balloons that spell out the word spring. Let's go take a look. So we've got this green foam ring here, and as this is a pretty easy, I would say, thing to DIY, you're lucky if you get this in a box, I kind of felt like this could be used toward my time era DIY. I got the 70s, and so this is what I'm gonna do with it. Ran over to Dollar Tree, picked up some of this just yarn in the colors of brown, blue, and yellow. I'm feeling like these are pretty 70s colors, right? I feel like it, and I love the texture of it. To this ring, I'm going to start off with the brown yarn, and I am going to wrap more than 3/4 of this foam ring with this, I'm going to call it shag. Yeah, why not? Shag yarn, because shag is 70s and we're going to make this 70s. So yeah, we're calling it shag yarn. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to wrap 3/4 of this, more than 3/4 of it, with this brown yarn. Alrighty, looking good, looking pretty 70s, right? Now I'm gonna take the other yarn and I cut it into longer strips in bunches of 15. I folded it in half and I'm just gonna kind of attach it onto this foam ring. You know where I'm going with this, and I'm gonna alternate the colors between the yellow, blue, and the brown. And 3 of the Dollar Tree skeins was plenty. This is a very budget-friendly 70s DIY, if you ask me. Not gonna lie, kind of digging the way this looks. Oh, did I really just say that? I did. Well, it's a 70s DIY, so why not? Once I've got all those strands fairly straightened out and the green ring pretty covered up, I'm just gonna trim this up, give it a bit of a haircut, put some shape to it, and I'm not done yet. I'm feeling like I can do more with this. I was feeling like this was a bit too plain. It just felt unfinished to me. I felt like there was more that could be done to it to elevate this DIY. And so taking more of the brown shag yarn, I decided I'd make it a dream catcher. I'm gonna say this is pretty 70s. What do you think? Oh my word. Now this robot versus aliens figurine really had me stumped. I was playing with it and yeah, look at the arms. They just are little spring thingies, that just corrugated spring thingies that pop out with suction cups. I thought about wrapping this around a spring floral pot and having it hold it, but I just thought, no, that is not gonna do it. I really don't know what to do with this. Oh my word, what am I gonna do with this? Like, no joke, I really was kind of stumped, and I was kind of focusing and fixating on the suction cups. What can I do with the suction cups? What can I attach them to? Then I just decided to kind of pull a Courtney, and I pulled out the saw and decided that I was going to decapitate my alien. I remember Courtney had done this with a Barbie head, really just kind of mauled the Barbie head. And so I'm hoping that maybe I have a better outcome than she did with the Barbie. And as I was cutting it, I realized that the head lit up when you shook it. And so, yeah. So once I got this pretty well decapitated, now I didn't want it to look like I had just decapitated the alien figurine, and so I took some sandpaper just trying to smooth out and level out the bottom of the head. Now I felt like the head could somewhat be the shape of maybe an Easter egg, or I decided to go another route with it. But first, I'm going to use a dowel, and I'm going to give it a good couple coats with some white chalk paint. And it's not going to be an egg, I promise. I was super excited to DIY with the ceramic rain boot. It is so cute. So I'm going to go in with some filler. The filler I'm using today is a Bounty paper towel filler because we can. Space filler. Then after I've got it fairly filled up, I'm going to go in with some moss. I'm using a brown moss because I love brown moss. If you want to use green moss, use green moss. Once I've got that filled in, because it is going to be a planner, I decided to add my alien head, and I got to get it just right. There we go. You probably know where I'm going with this. Had to run on over to the Dollar Tree because Dollar Tree has these really cool pom-pom kits and felt sticker kits. And so I thought it would be easy just to use some of the parts in there, like these bunny ears that are already made. You're getting so many in a kit that I know I'll use them throughout the spring season. If not this one, the next one, or the next one. Once I got them together, the perfect spot for these ears is gonna go right here. Yes, it's a bunny bum. How cute is that? And so I think the head is perfect for that, but I will tell you, I am not done just yet using the alien, because after I did this DIY, I kind of got inspired for another DIY using more parts of the alien. And so yeah, you'll have to stay tuned for that. So I went ahead, added the ears just like so. Now the bunny needs a pom-pom on the butt. And I know the ears are backwards, but you don't want to see the back of the bunny's ears because then it's not going to be so cute. Oh, I didn't do the pom-pom yet. I did pick up more of these mini carrots because the bunny is digging for carrots, right? Why else would the bunny be digging? It's looking for carrots. So I'm going to add some of these mini carrots to it. Ah, yes, now I'm adding the pom-pom for the bunny bum. A pink one. Yeah, I do. I have a stash of pom-poms in my craft area in the garage. Saw these adorable beads at Dollar Tree, and I thought tying it, oh no, Kelly, come on. That is way too bulky and sloppy. No, untie that. Yeah, a little bit tighter. Come on. Nope. There we go. Wasn't super excited about the color of the carrot. I'll probably go back and paint it, but nonetheless, this is a super cute DIY. Let's take a look at it using none other than an alien head. If you don't have an egg on hand, use an alien head. Now for this giant egg, not needing the tulle ribbon, so I'm going to pull that out. Thank you, didn't ruin the egg. And I enlisted the help of my Cricut, cut out a vinyl that says spring has sprung. Do you have any idea where I'm going with this? When you need an embellishment and you really have nothing to put on something like an egg, when all else fails, you just do the go-to bow. I didn't want to use a twine bow because I don't feel like twine is very Eastery. So I went with raffia, had some pink raffia in my stash, and this pink raffia bow is going to be perfect for the top of this giant egg. But I am not done yet. I am not just slapping a vinyl on this egg and calling it a day. This is where the inspiration kind of hit. I still had more of this alien, so not only was I going to decapitate it, but I thought, oh heck, let's amputate a leg too. And so that's what I did, but it was a bit too long, so I'm going to shorten the leg. Yeah, this alien was a bit too tall, a bit too long. So I'm going to shorten it up, and I'm going to amputate a foot, a suction cup foot. Yeah, just pull this off. It's got to be glued in there, right? And come off. So, yep, there it is. And just putting a bit of hot glue here on this, just like so. Then adding the suction cup to the other end of this. Now I've got a double-sided suction cup stand thingy. That's what I'm gonna call it. Yep, look at that. That's exactly what I'm going for here. And on the suction cup itself, oh wait, yep, this is what's left. I don't really need it. I went and pulled out a wood plaque that I had. You can see that I painted this because I was gonna go one way, but then changed my mind. So on one side of the suction cup, I went ahead and hot glued it down to this wood plaque. And I'm gonna reinforce it with some glue because it is a suction cup and it is silicone and plastic. I didn't want it to pop up off the wood because it probably will. So we're just gonna hammer it with some hot glue. Gonna go in with more of that white chalk paint, try to clean this mess up a bit, disguise it, make it all one cohesive color. Then on that top suction cup, gonna hit that with a bunch of hot glue, a good healthy amount, and I'm gonna place my egg right on top of that. What am I making? A bobble egg. Not a bobble head, but a bobble egg. I'm not done yet. On the bottom there, I kind of wanted to make it look like grass. So I'm hitting it with a bunch of hot glue and putting more of that moss. And if you remember what the vinyl says The vinyl says spring has sprung. Dun-dun-dun. Yes, pun intended. Using those alien legs as a spring and adding that vinyl saying spring has sprung and making this a bobble egg. I thought that was such a fun, inspirational DIY. I had fun when I thought of it. I thought that is itself. This is what you're making with the rest of that alien. And I don't think I got off too easy with that alien. I think I made good use of it. And because spring has sprung, it hasn't only sprung eggs, it has sprung some fun, beautiful spring flowers. So using that spring floral garland, I added more of the flowers and the berries to the bottom of this. And I am super happy with how my bobble egg turned out. Let's go take a look. Now for another twist / challenge. It was the household item that you would otherwise throw away, and it was these tea canisters. There was actually a total of 3 of them, a set. And so to these, I'm gonna go in with some of Waverly's Steel and give them all a good coating of that chalk paint. Once I've got a good couple base coats on my canisters, and they're good and dry, I'm gonna go in with a crackle medium because I wanna add the crackle effect. Now you can do this one of 2 ways. You can do it using some of Folk Art's crackle medium that you can get at Michael's, or you can use white glue. Since I've got the crackle medium on hand, that's what I'm gonna use. The thicker the coating of crackle medium that you put on whatever surface it is that you're trying to achieve that crackle effect on, the thicker, the better the crackle's gonna come out. The thinner the coat, the less crackle. You're gonna wanna make sure that that crackle medium gets good and dry and cured to where when you use the glue, you don't do that. You apply it while it's wet. But because I'm using the crackle medium, I'm gonna again reiterate that the crackle medium does need to be fully dry and cured before you apply that top coat. When you go to apply the top coat, you're gonna brush it on lightly and you're not gonna go over your area more than once, maybe twice, because if you continue to go over it painting like you typically would, it will ruin the crackle effect. You will see that as you apply your top coat that the paint, 1, not only dries faster, but 2, the crackle effect takes effect rather quickly. I love the way this medium looks. I love that crackle effect. Kind of looks like a white birch look with the color scheme that I went with. I'm just gonna hit the bottom of these with a bit of glue just to kind of hold them in place so they don't slide around. This yellow ribbon that Christina sent in the mystery box is going to be perfect to wrap around the center of these canisters. A ribbon like this tends to fray, and so I personally just kind of run a flame along the edge, melting those edges, and that's gonna prevent it from fraying. I am not telling you to do that or play with fire. I'm just telling you what I do to prevent it from fraying. Now, I wanted to make a bow, and this is a super easy way to make a perfect bow. Okay, so truth be told, I have a new filming setup for my camera, and I am not super used to where my camera is now and the angle that it's at. I had my camera one particular way for so long, and now it is above my table instead of aimed at my table, and so it's a little bit, it's gonna take some getting used to. Anyway, so once I've bunched up the center of my ribbon, I'm going to take more of the ribbon, wrap it around the center, and there you don't even have to tie a bow. You can just bunch it together and you are going to get a perfect bow. That is perfect for the front of my canisters. These twine carrots were probably one of my favorite items in this box. Why? Because they're twine and I love everything twine. So once I filled my canisters with some of that Bounty canister filler, the paper towel filler, and then topped it off with some of my moss, I decided that these carrots were perfect. I'm going to use 2 of them, not all 3 of them. I probably could have used all 3. but I still wanted to incorporate more of the flowers that came on that floral garland that Christina gave me. And since there were so many, I thought that this would be the perfect pop of color and the height variation to add to the center pot of these canisters. I'm not done yet, because just adding carrots and flowers and moss and a bow to these canisters is not enough. We've got to finish it off and take it to the next level. We've got to elevate it. So how are we going to do that? By adding a rope handle. We've got to rustic this spring DIY up a bit, and you can do that with a rope handle. By gluing the rope on the inside of the canisters, we can then go ahead and tie some knot stumps out of the rope and glue them onto the outside, giving it the illusion that the rope is going through the canisters. Fun trick, right? And look at how cute that is. That makes all the difference. Look at how adorable this DIY turned out. What do you think? I'm gonna say that was a fun box. The 70s related DIY was a bit challenging for me, along with that alien, but I still had fun with it. Thank you, Christina, for sending me my box. Don't forget to head on over to Val's channel to see what items I sent to her, what she came up with, what the challenge items were, and the household item was that I sent to her, what time era she got. Oh my goodness, because I tell you, these mystery box challenges are binge worthy. Courtney has put together a playlist of all of the mystery box challenges in order, so it makes sense. You can find the link to that playlist in the description box below. I say go pop some popcorn, put your feet up, and watch some of us creators do what we do best, create and think outside of the box. Until next time, everybody, I hope you have a fantastic day. Stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy, but most of all, oh, this one's a hard one for me these days. Stay positive, please, because I'm trying to find the silver lining right now. Bye for now, everybody.